Welcome back to Run the Block. This is episode one. The last episode was technically the pilot. Um, in last episode, the group got a gig. The gig was given to Hungary by a Valentino boss named Empress, who also lives in Mega Building H3. And they have until next Wednesday, not the Wednesday tomorrow that we're about to come into, but the Wednesday following, to get the job done. Jobs seem simple enough. Rob a jewelry store, take a specific box of jewelry, and return that to the Valentinos. It has complications, of course, as everything in Cyberpunk and Night City specifically do. The company that is hosting the desired jewels happens to be a sock or a puppet company for Arasaka, who, if you're familiar with Cyberpunk, should not need any introduction. And if you aren't, Arasaka is a security and information and electronic security firm, or a Zaibatsu, I guess is the best term for it, that has had a rough summer due to the events of the video game Cyberpunk 2077. But they are always, the wheels are still spinning and the machine is always churning out profits. So that's where we're at. A lot of information was indentured due to good asks and also good roleplay. The things that we covered last session, some of them didn't have handouts. We'll just go through that real quick. The location is Shining Star Jewelry. It is located on Congress, specifically at this notated location on the map there, the red kind of transparent circle around it. According to their intel, the jewelry will be taken out of this location on Wednesday next, and driven on one of two routes: down Congress, then a left turn towards the southernmost route, which I believe is Market, might be wrong, and or the Corporation's Road option on the north side. They, during their planning, decided that if they were to break free, that the Rocker would try and set up a impromptu gathering of fans on Senate, specifically at the Embers parking garage, which looks like it could prove to be a good Rocker Boy venue, to be honest. And hopefully that would help kind of deter the drive of the security vehicle. Parts were put into play to ensure that the security vehicle would have limitations. Especially close to the corporate center, there are required licenses for transporting or moving specific types of vehicles, especially military grade ones. A behemoth was something that this company did have access to, but thanks to the law enforcers' quick thinking, that was blocked. And yeah, that is satisfactory blocked. They will not be able to have a behemoth license for day of travel. There was also a stakeout on the building. We have a good understanding of the security. One thing I want to make sure that we doubly check and understand is that it's kind of a tripartite front door. There's three doors that connect into kind of a similar space. Above all three of those, kind of off to the side, there is an automated turret. These types of turrets, especially in retail, can be activated by alarm switch, or will be alerted when NCPD is contacted to deal with a threat in a location. Okay, let's see. Oh, if it makes it out, it'll get on an aero cab waterfront landing pad. We got the images for that. That's over on the western side there. And there is a company called Billix Pest Control, which we discussed last session, that were seen on site the day of the stakeout. They have a small, tiny head office. They don't really have a ton of employees that work for them. but they're located next to. They're not too far off of Congress. They're actually on. Oh god, I can't remember the name of the street, but it's kind of lower, kind of set down compared to Senate or Congress. But yeah, that's about it, right? Anything anybody wanted to add to the docket there? Stuff that we should pay attention to?
Did you discuss what we learned about the behemoths?
They are not coming.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, right. Apologies. So, as a back, I do want to mention that just because it was kind of important. Big Toe returned back to the specialist he has in his family and learned how to deal with a behemoth if it were to have become a problem. But because of that phone call, that was work on phase. Yeah. Anything you want to add to the docket? Anything you want to add to the table here on things we should kind of look at? Things that we should kind of lock in on.
Did we ever discuss what day or like what time of day we're doing it?
They are going to be leaving their building relatively early, at like 10 in the morning,
Yeah, because they have to deal with traffic.
because they need to be on the plane or on the AV by 11. What was it?
3.
3 o'clock. Okay.
Yeah, they had a 3 to 6 p.m. window for takeoff.
Oh, gotcha.
And based on traffic in this area, basically the north side of the Glen / corporate area, there's a lot of traffic during certain windows, and if they don't leave before the lunch rush, they will kind of get locked out and could potentially kind of hit the latter portion of their window.
Gotcha.
I know in the video game it seems like you can just zip around and go wherever you want, but yeah, there's if you take into consideration like the real kind of idea of traffic, I don't know if anybody here's heard of it, but it's hellish and nightmarish in cities.
Are you saying we can't hop on a train and fast travel to our destination?
Well, you can.
Time still happens.
But time still happens, right? And it matters. So, anything anybody else wants to add to the docket? This is effectively being discussed real time in the return to the office meeting that you had after stakeout and sightseeing for location and going back to family. Oh, everybody's in the wrong space.
Oh, I didn't even check that.
It's fine. I'd set it up prior to the switch, and then everybody went to different locations. By one. Only one person. No, 2. Michael and Daniel are in the wrong. There we go. We're fixed.
Shout out to Solution. Thank you so much for the gifty stream.
I was just reading that actually when you said that. Thanks so much. See, you got the streamer in you, buddy.
I think we should hit him in the morning.
Hit him in the morning?
Yeah. Like when they have the least amount of security and whatnot.
Obviously, don't hit Solution. That's gifted a sub. Don't.
Not Solution.
We're talking about.
I don't know who that is.
Solution makes maps. A lot of the animated maps that we get in here for Cyberpunk, those are from him. They're really cool new stuff.
Well, thank you, Solution.
We do love them.
We won't hit Solution.
We will hit the shining
so
star.
far.
You're walking a fine line, making these awesome maps.
I don't know.
I think we should hit the Shining Star in the morning. When they have like the less Arasaka security guards.
Oh, great.
Now, just a reminder, I I believe we talked about how there was a cleaning team that went in as well. A pest control team that was going in overnights.
We would need to confirm that they're scheduled to go there every week at the same time.
Yeah, I thought we found out they were.
We're going on the assumption that they do, but we haven't confirmed it.
That's correct.
They are most likely on that package plan to receive a visit every week at the same time.
The company offers spot cleaning, so basically you call, we come, kind of situation. If we have an availability. Spot or contract 2, the silver, is when you got it monthly, and then the assumption that's being made, because this is a corporation, is the corporate package says weekly.
Now it's potentially less exciting for all of us if we do manage to get the clean getaway break-in as the pest control, but that does possibly eliminate the chance of civilian casualties and a full-blown shootout with Arasaka and/or police.
So that is a great point, and I want to make sure I stress something about the way that I'm doing this campaign that may be relevant and also may have already been recognized. I'm running a lot of these like a choose your own adventure kind of deal. There are going to be options that you can choose, and there are certainly paths that are the right path. I'm not saying that the one that you're thinking about is the right path, but there are certainly ones that are also like dead ends or complications that are possibly too hard to deal with. So there are right answers, but you got to use your gut.
I think the issue with the going in as the pest control is that we can only get 3 of us in, and there's going to be at least 8 guards. If anything goes wrong, those are not good odds for anyone.
Fair. That does give us the opportunity to possibly open some doors and windows for others if backup is deemed necessary.
I'm gonna say we can be really close by. Be in a second.
And it's a question of who are the 3 that are going in.
Also, taking into account, I just want to make sure something else is noted. Somebody, a very smart lad, asked for the dimensions of the crate. And I gave those dimensions, and I want to make sure you understand what we're kind of talking about here. The dimensions...
It's trunk. It's going to be hard for a person to carry. Doable to lift, but
unless
not likely for one person, regardless of strength, to carry by themselves.
What was the exit situation? Do you remember with the pest control?
Yeah, the tank on the back that
has
the
tank
and stuff in it, which is probably too small.
Well, the trunk itself is probably not filled to the brim with the product.
And they didn't check it for security wise.
They didn't check the tank on the guy's back, but it may be the case there's a disparity between the tank and the guy's back and the contents of the trunk that you're going to steal. That makes sense, Chody? So
there's too much stuff to fit in there.
So you don't know for sure. The interior space of an Arasaka secure shipping container, Model C, is about 2.5 to 3, or 2 cubic feet is the interior. The content can be up to around 100 pounds. And the container itself, just the material of the container itself, it's about 2.5 feet to a meter wide. So there's like a nice kind of exterior bulk to the walls here. They're not thin, lay material. So yeah, it may be the case that stays on site and the contents go with you. But if you're trying to get out quiet and clean, you are going to be searched.
Don't forget, we'll also have to replace the pest control people.
Yeah.
If you catch my drift.
A million things can happen between here and there. Flat tire, kidnapping. Who's to say, honestly? Probably both.
Kidnappings.
So another situation here.
Kidnappings. Whoa, officer.
Flat tire.
Murder can
This is not a
happen.
character. We're just chatting.
Not kidnapping, detainment. That's what it is. Detainment.
Maybe you could just get them busted that way. There you go. Once you got their names, just run them in fancy BD. See what we pull up. This motherfucker right here turned left without signaling. Let's get him. We're going to his apartment right now.
Freeze, jaywalker.
Well, Mr. Hungry, what do you think?
I think the pest control option is our best bet. But the rest of us will have to be on standby close in case the guys in there, something goes south. You need backup.
Okay. So, anything else in the closing office meeting that would kind of need to be addressed before you all go and take a sleepy times before the next day? Or
We would need to put somebody on task to gather information from Billux, both on their accounts for what was it? Northern Star? What's it called?
Shining Star.
Shining Star?
Start.
Their account for Shining Star, what kind of
I believe it was
billing
just the North
schedule,
Star.
service schedule they're on, as well as personnel.
I can see if I can figure anything out for that.
Cool.
Does anybody have anything they want to do during the night before the next day? Okay. If nobody has anything they want to do before the ending of the night, Hungry, during the end of the meeting, you get a text message. The sender appears to be a relatively newer person, but someone who's kind of proven themselves nice. The fixer known as Flasher sends you a text saying, "Hey, if you're not busy, I'd like to meet up sometime whenever you're free."
Yeah, I mean, I got no. Flasher's the homie as far as I'm concerned.
Okay. When do you want to meet
We
him?
have what, like,
Oh yeah, a week.
6 days.
we have time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, text him back to. I'm available the next couple of days, whenever's good for him.
I mean, I'm good right now if you're up, but tomorrow could work too. Whatever time you want and wherever you want to meet is fine too.
Yeah, just swing by the office. You can come tonight.
All right, I'll be there in 30. So it's up to you whether or not you want to keep some people with you on this crew. Otherwise, they're going to kind of go back to their own places of residence to lay their head down, flip the pillow till it gets nice and cool, and crash out. But if you want to have some of these folks stick around, feel free to ask them.
If only people lived in this building.
A few floors down. A few.
If any of you are free for the next hour, I got a visitor coming by. He's a friend. Shouldn't be any trouble, but be good to have extra hands here just in case.
Playing a game. I got nothing to do. I'm good.
I mean, I'm a bit of a night owl myself, so if you need an extra gun, I'm with you.
I'll take off.
Okay.
I'll take off as well.
What about you, Big Toe? You got a long drive back.
Yeah. There's like a hotel nearby, right?
Hotels all over fucking Night City. Yeah, baby.
Sure. I'll stay.
You have money left over?
Yeah, I do. I got a bit left over.
Kincaid's like, oh man, I've been on this fucking leave.
Yeah, I haven't paid much.
Have you ever eaten pseudo leather? It's not a great soup stock. Um, so those of you that did stick around, you
Who is
would.
it that's there?
What's
By
up?
the way? Who is it that's there? It's Big Toe and who?
Quince
Quint.
and
Me, Billy.
Billy Noon.
So you would stick around, and like I was saying, Chino would kind of get an alert on his phone and kind of nod at Hungry. Hungry probably gives a nod back, as this is apparent kind of jargon for, someone's here to see you kind of deal. A few minutes later, say about 5 or so minutes later, a man steps into the space with Chino. This man, if you've been doing work in Vista Del Rey or the Glen in the past year or two, this guy looks familiar. He's wearing a coat and like kind of a suit underneath. Style almost similar to Kincaid's, actually. He also has a hat, which he is taking off as he steps into the space. And he's wearing glasses, which he leaves on. Kind of walks in. Hey, Hungry. Looks like you've got some friends. You want me to wait outside, or?
Nah, these are associates of mine. You're welcome to come on in, speak freely.
Are they good to talk?
Nice. Unless what you have to say is supposed to be for my ears only.
It's up to you, boss. I will say the last time we talked, similar circumstances, but also some new words on the street.
Yeah, you speak freely in here. You're in good company.
All right. He looks around and kind of shrugs. So, last month was pretty exciting for you. A lot of rumors are happening around Corporate Center, in Militech especially. The big kahuna of reclamations dying from a sudden drop may have seemed like a windfall for you, but from what I'm hearing, they're bringing in some pretty heavy hitters from outside for all different types of things. Some really strange execs are coming in through several different channels. There's one motherfucker who's a high rider. They're dragging him back from Mars because of what happened here. That's the rumor, anyway.
Militech, you said.
Yeah. So, I don't know how much of Mr. Fisk's intel implicates you in a lot of things, especially that business with the ghost in the computers. It could be a situation where they might have some concern and some need to ask you questions. Hopefully your contact with Big Cheese, whatever her name is, might be able to help you in that. But rumor is that they're starting to start up reclamations again.
No specifics though. Just that
Nothing yet.
they're putting the band back together.
They're bringing some heavy hitters in, I would say. Some people with reputations. I'll get you a full list when I get them. But if the rumors are true, there's a guy named Mickey, who is a real troublesome guy, coming in from New York, like former NUSA stooge. That Secret Service kind of
What
shit.
is NUSA?
so the new United States of America. To put into context, something again, folks at home and also people in the crew may not know. You are currently residing in Night City, which in real world parlance is a place called Morro Rock or Morro Bay in California. It sits somewhere between San Francisco and LA, kind of close to where Santa Cruz is, a little south of Santa Cruz, actually. The companies that came here and put a shit ton of money into it kind of saw this as a tax haven and like a place where that they could kind of get away with some pretty illicit shit. After they knocked the mob out of the location, they kind of formed their own kind of pacts with one another to kind of do some illicit shit in this region. What that led to was corporate wars, which spilled out into the real world all over the world, and eventually kind of nuclear war in that format in 2023 due to terrorist attacks. So the point I'm trying to give you here is Night City has pulled itself away from the United States, which because of its inability to function due to corporations not giving a fuck about them and no money really moving in their direction, it has broken into a series of disparate free states. But the new United States of America is an attempt to reclaim former glory and reunite all of the states once again. Night City is an independent city. It is not a part of either North California or Southern California, NorCal, SoCal, respectively, which are their own states. SoCal is a part of the NUSA, NorCal is not. So Night City kind of sits on the border of that situation as well. Any questions about the politics of Night City? If not,
Not yet.
okay.
All I care about is Eddie.
It's super complicated. If your character would like think about it, I think bureaucracy is a skill, or if not, just education will probably be the role for it. You were saying, Hungry, before I rudely interrupted you.
So, Militech's putting the reclamations team back together. They're bringing in all sorts of heavy hitters from Mars and New York and all over the fucking place. But you don't know specifically why yet.
If they're going to follow on Fisk's coattails and try and do it right, I'm just saying that they may come to you. Could be a situation.
Absolutely. Yeah, it would be nothing for Meredith to try to snuff me out.
So, if you're good friends with that stout lady, so much the better. But I will say, I'm going to keep my ear to the ground if I see any possibilities to maybe try to get you access to that information before it passes hands. I'll do what I can. The other reason that I came out, and are these the chooms you got working on your most recent gig?
Yeah, a lot of them helped me move the office here, and they're gonna start doing work for me full time.
Okay. Well, I got 2 points of interest on that gig then. The Valentinos who are aware of it haven't kept it quiet. There's no way, in my mind, that intel regarding this gig doesn't move pretty quick into the ears of who it may concern. I pride myself on being ear to the ground, paying attention, listening for whispers, but I would say that this one's loud enough. I think people are going to hear it. So they know you're coming. Or they will know you're coming. If you move quick, maybe you'll beat it out. Second point of interest. The company that they are moving through at the end point, Aerocab. got a few good friends that still work for them, even after the Militech takeover, who are on the inside. If you need flight information, flight path information, or if you need me to hold it there at the landing pads and I have a day's worth of time prep, I could probably make it happen. Get you access to the site, whatever you need.
So AeroCab is the logistics company moving.
It will
the
be
package,
the
or the
landing
tours.
the landing pad where they drop the Arasaka AV and refuel and then take off. So like at the end point of the car route, they're going to the coast here, and when they get there, they're going to move the goods out of the vehicle that they have onto an AV, and that AV is then going to fly. And you found out the AV's flight information, which you already have, and also the AV's flight path, which you already have. You know that it's heading north out of Night City up into NorCal towards San Francisco.
That's very, very interesting indeed. Gives us more options than what I thought we had.
If you need it, just let me know at least 24 hours before. I probably won't be able to make it happen if it's less time than that. But yeah, my friends are on the level. AeroCab really didn't want to get bought out. So a lot of people who still work there are kind of emotional about the whole situation, you know?
If Militech suspects foul play of any kind from them, won't that, that could potentially put them completely under.
Oh, no. Their services are too well required. AeroCab has most of the landing pads in Night City, even the ones on top of other corporations' buildings. AeroCab was pretty smart about it. That's why Militech saw them as profitable. Not too many AV cab places that were kind of present during the 2040s and such. So I don't think that they're going to try and put the company under. They'll definitely try to fire the people who helped us here, but I think they'll do it. Is what I'm saying. I think I could help. I could help here if you need it. I'd prefer it if you didn't need it, to be completely honest. But if it goes so far south you think it's going to happen that they make it to the AV landing pad, just let me know a day before. I'll do what I can.
It's a bit to think about. We have a plan already of sorts in motion, but
I don't want to hear it.
the
I want to
news that they might know that we're coming kind of changes everything.
They might know. It might not be all the way up to their ears. I mean, some things get off the street pretty quick. This sounds like it's going to get off the street. I just don't know when. I can let you know when I know that they know, but I don't know if they know or not yet. I'm still thinking about that sentence, and I'm trying to make sure if it worked. Was it?
Damages.
Okay, good.
They know that I know that.
Shut up. No, don't ruin it. It's alright.
Roll for understanding.
Roll for understanding. That's already what's going on in my head, Jonah. Okay.
I do appreciate all this, and I'll be in contact with you if I need to work the AeroCab angle.
Well,
I'm curious. There's a lot of good information you're bringing me here, Flash.
There's always an ask.
Is there anything you need from me in return?
There's always an ask, Henry. You know how this works. But yeah, absolutely. So I have a situation that's kind of time sensitive, and I know you're kind of on the clock. So if you get the job done quick, or if you got some free time in between whenever you're going to do it, and then I do have a situation I need looking at. I'll let you decide whether or not you want the details now or later, but it's kind of sensitive stuff, so I understand if you don't want that info now. Kind of looks at the other people.
Yeah.
I can call
Yeah.
you later.
Yeah, let me get with the rest of the team probably tomorrow, and we'll discuss all this new information. Maybe set up something a little bit more private for me and you.
Sounds great. I got a booth at the Afterlife, so if we need to use it, we can. I'll see you around, Hungry. Thank you for the meat. Really do appreciate it. And kind of like waves to everybody who's still present. He does take a second to kind of look at Big Toe though. Kind of locks in on him, kind of like, and then pops out.
Why did he look at me?
You can make a human perception roll if you want to try and figure it out.
I'll do that. Is that social?
You bet.
It's awareness.
13.
Is it social?
It's Oshia.
Oh, bitch.
Successful. So he looked at you like he saw a ghost.
A ghost, you say?
The look he had on his face when he looked dead into your eyes, and then kind of had that like, and then kind of because he was still wearing glasses, so obviously you didn't see his eyes, but but that's good enough to know that it looked like he saw a ghost. Like he reacted like somebody who saw somebody who was dead, or something that shouldn't be when he looked at you specifically.
Would I recognize him since you mentioned people that have done work in Vista Del Rey?
Yeah.
And
so
I have.
that's Flasher is what he's called. If you favor this fixer, like you think you would favor this fixer, his name is Mal Devonshire. He does not like being called Flasher. However, he wears a long coat. It's kind of a duster coat, and a kind of fedora hat. Underneath his cloak, he typically keeps things that he's trying to sell on the street. As a fixer, he does not have like a very high complement of like exceptional things. That's not what he sells usually. What folks would know Flasher as is an information broker through and through. He's been around since the 2040s, and he was a part of the old combat zone. He was very present in that space. Hey, what do you want, kid? Do you want to get high?
I just saw that in the Twitch too.
Yeah.
That's great.
So Big Toe is gonna approach Hungry and like sort of like keep it on the hush hush, but it's the Hungry. Could I come with you to Afterlife?
Are you talking to him?
The Hungry.
Oh, Hungry. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll probably meet with him in the booth in a more private setting, but you're welcome to come with us to the bar.
Are we going tomorrow?
Yeah, I'd say so. I just want to let everybody else know where we're at, what's going on. The fact that the timeline might be accelerated, or we can play it slow and go with the air cab angle. That will give us a chance to take care of whatever this job is that he needs.
I can't wait till I can get in there. That place looks so awesome. I hear so many stories about that place.
You've never been in the afterlife.
Nah, man, I'm only 19. So, I'm hoping.
Drinking legal age is 18, sorry, in Night City.
Oh, yeah, no, I went there like twice. It's great. I thought
They
it was
changed
awesome.
it?
Yeah, oh, man, I can't wait. My grandpa told me it was
Now they
21.
tell me?
Sorry,
Oh.
they didn't change it. It was hard set at 18 when the United
No, I'm
States...
saying for Jody's character, he didn't realize.
Sorry, I get you. That's funny. It was fun.
It's what?
They said it was 21.
This whole time?
Could I, like, since we're all leaving, could Big Toe make a call to Tchaikovsky?
Sure. As you're leaving, whoever leaves first, whichever one of you wants to be the one, On the counter.
I will have something. I will have something before we leave. But yes, go ahead.
Okay, if you're sticking behind, but if you're leaving now, on the counter near the elevator, there is a small plastic pistol just seated there, and it wasn't there before. It's kind of got like a purple and like bright kind of like pink color to it, and it's just sitting there. It looks like a piece of shit.
Big Toe's gonna pick it up and
Okay.
sort of make it obvious to Hungry.
What's that?
I don't know. It was here. He's gonna toss it to him.
Chino kind of sees the gun and goes, "Oh, that guy dropped it." I tried to give it back to him, and he said he didn't want it.
Fletcher
let's,
dropped it, you mean?
Yeah, let's get rid of that.
You
Let Chino. We'll take care of it. Who knows what that thing could be connected to? Flasher, he moves cheap weapons like this all around. So if he doesn't want it to sell, there's got to be a reason.
He'll toss it to Chino and then make his call to check.
Is Squints there, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, he was hanging out playing a video game. He was acting like he wasn't paying attention.
Chino catches the gun. As it's thrown in the air, you kind of look at it and you recognize it as a weapon from the 2040s called a Teen Dream. They are basically pieces of shit that were sold to children by budget arms. And when I say children, I mean like teenagers, not like actual.
Yeah, no, children. It's a.
Right.
So they could practice shooting for Night
It's
City.
a kid gun.
You're pretty sure that one has been modified. A Teen Dream is not a gun that can be reloaded. That one looks like the bottom of it has been situated so that it can take Militech ammunition magazines into it.
Magazines.
Huh.
John, did I meet that guy in one of the one-shots on the bridge?
Mal, yeah, you were there.
Okay. I remember the Teen Dream and then him trying to pawn him off then, too.
Yeah. Sold one to Lark, I believe. Lark's character Cryptid. But, yeah,
but they're not worth anything. They're
if you get a hold of this one looks like it's been Saturday Night Specialed up nice. Like, normally a Teen Dream is a poor quality exotic SMG that shoots rapid fire only. This one looks like it's been augmented with a switch to allow it for one single shot and auto fire. And it looks like it has a reload capability where it normally doesn't. Normally, if these guns, you buy them a Slot-O-Matic or something, you shoot them until they're out of bullets and you throw them away.
I would bother that if other people didn't notice it. It's something that normally people wouldn't notice.
Yep.
But I would let them know.
And then you step away, Big Toe, to make a phone call to Tchaikovsky.
Yeah, I want him to get
It
the.
rings. It rings.
Mm-hmm.
It rings. And it goes to voicemail. Because nobody that old stays up this fucking late.
Get up, fucking.
Do you leave a message?
Can you please, when you wake up, you old man, can you get luxury ready for me? And then he's gonna hang up.
Okay.
He's basically just switching cars for the meeting at Afterlife.
Got it. So,
Well, Mr. Hungry, you need anything else from us tonight? Or are we good to go, you think?
Nah, yeah, you're free. I appreciate you sticking around.
No problem, sir.
Flash.
No problem at all.
Flash is a guy I would consider an ally. He tipped me off to some pretty crucial information in the past.
Seems like someone good to have around. Squint will stand up and
Chino looks
get
at
ready
the
to
gun on the table and kind of looks at you and says, "Do you want that?"
I can take a look at it. I might be bored this evening, can't sleep, so I can mess around with it a little bit, see what it's worth.
Just gonna throw it away.
Yeah, nah,
It's-
no reason. I'll get rid of it.
Okay.
Just be careful with that. Like I said, this is his specialty. He moves cheap weapons like the Teen Dream around. I could already have told you it was a Teen Dream before I got a close look at it. If there's a reason that he dropped it off here. So just be careful carrying it around. And make sure you dispose of it when you can.
Oh, absolutely. We'll take it apart. We'll make it nothing, and then we'll get rid of all the important parts there. So.
Teen Dream added to your character sheet. It has single, unlike a normal Teen Dream, it will have single fire and auto fire, and it has a 10-round clip, which is the Militech standard pistol size. Okay.
So Hungry,
Okay.
real quick before we leave here, I got one thing to go by you. I found a place that I could create potentially a show that will distract and block the traffic if we need to, knowing they might see us coming. We might have to change the plan here. I can play a show. I can get some people there for sure. Alternatively, I know you'll need my gun somewhere else potentially. I know a few wannabe rockers who owe me a favor, and they may not draw the same kind of crowd, but I can endorse them a little bit and help get the distraction with them instead. Or we can wait till tomorrow and discuss it as a team. What do you think?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Basically, I can play the rock show at basically blocking the traffic on the way of the transport to the AV pickup, and I could get a bunch of people together to play a show to block them, or I could get some people that owe me a favor who are also wannabe rockers. It may not draw as much of a crowd, but could be a possibility so that I could be elsewhere, or we could wait and discuss it as a team.
Don't say it.
Yeah, no, it's a good idea. I think for now, I'll try to put a meeting together in the early day tomorrow. Maybe go to the afterlife together afterwards if everybody's up for it. We'll see where everybody
Radio?
else's head's at. It sounds to me like we've got two options. Either we nix everything we've been planning and we try to get in and out, smash grab, get it done before they got a chance to bolster their defenses, or we have to go the logistics route and take Flasher up on his offer with Aerocab. I don't think there's any in between.
Hey man, I like music, whether it's guitar or flint and steel. So let's do it.
Hell yeah. Alright, so you all get some sleepy times. Rest is had and is indentured by all. You awake in the morning to kind of give yourself a chance to spread your legs narratively and kind of give us a bit more of a eagle's eye, kind of like an inside eye on the characters here. I'd like you to kind of describe your morning routine, and then kind of like as you kind of set up for the day. So we'll go ahead and do it top to bottom. We've explored Hungries before, but I do like it, so I'll go ahead and start with you, Joe.
You want like my morning routine?
Yeah.
I mean, Hungry gets up pretty early. He understands the value of time, so he would be up probably 7 at the latest in the morning. The penthouse would already be bustling. Mac would be in the kitchen cooking breakfast for everybody. Chino would be probably reading a new, the virtual newspaper, whatever it is. He's just like getting up to date on all the current, this stream sheet exactly. And meanwhile, there's like maids and fucking all sorts of other people coming in and out of the apartment. He wakes up and Hungry wakes up and steps out of the bedroom, immediately goes into work mode in the like main lobby, sending texts, sending eddies to different places, replying to things he might have missed in the wee hours of the morning when he was sleeping like a normal person. Just getting to work, and part of that would be sending a text to each one of you, saying that some things have changed. We need to have a meet as soon as possible today.
Coffee for you. Chino says as he kind of looks at you, and then he places his data tab on the table. If you are in the in-character channel for Dark Skies, so we have multiple channels in the space here, there is on the scream sheets that Chino is reading a scream sheet page titled The Lazarus Program, and that was a handout I posted in the Dark Skies to everybody like earlier last week. This scream sheet seems to give intel regarding the raid that you led from Cryptid's point of view. And the attached videos kind of show internals and kind of information that you were already made aware of, but you're seeing now that it's out in the open.
Okay.
And Chino says, hopefully this is okay.
What's out in the open? I'm sorry.
So
I am brain farting
if
a lot tonight, guys. I'm really sorry.
Nah,
I'll,
man, it happens.
I'll
It's
go
okay.
ahead. I'll go
I
ahead.
missed a lot of your meeting. It's like I'm not there.
My brain is tooting, magooting. I'm posting it in notifications. This is a scream sheet, and this is the scream sheet that you're being shown by Chino. If you want the quick synopsis of what we're looking at here, the document basically details the Lazarus program, its termination because of the results of the raid.
Oh yeah, I read this before when
And
you
so you-
shared it. I'm pretty sure.
You're reading it one more time, but this time as Hungry,
Okay.
not as Joe. And he
Right.
says, "Hopefully this is okay."
Doesn't matter if it's okay or not, it's out there. I knew sending Cryptid in this information would get out. That was the whole point.
So mission accomplished. He smiles. The scene cuts to let's do Daniel. Tell us about Leo's wakey eggs and bakey.
So Leo wakes up around 8. Usually heads out to like a bucket slice to go grab a cup of coffee. And check like the daily scream sheets and everything. Just see if there's anything on Asta. Check the news, everything. Just if there's any gigs that have been pulled that made the news, just anything that might point towards her. And then after that, he was just gonna see what he could find out about Bullock's pest control, because he wasn't there to know that we need to move up the timeline yet. So.
Okay. So yeah, you were like, well, guess I get to go to sleep and not have to do, and then shit. Library search.
Yeah,
Roll
pretty
it.
much.
Yeah. So what you immediately realize and immediately slam your face against the monitor is that Billox is a company that has existed since the 2020s. Their employee roles are kept in-house. They are not broadcast on subnets to protect their employees, because back in the 2020s, corporations were very, very, and even still now, but very, very paranoid, because corporate hits happened a lot more then than they do now. So you're pretty sure that office on whatever street that's on, I'll find that out here in a second because I keep coming back to it.
It's
But
very near H1, if that helps
Yeah.
at all.
it's on the.
It looks like it's on a similar street to.
It's on the sub level because the mega building actually has like ground out from it, and then beneath it
Oh,
there's
okay.
kind of like a sub level. There's a level of verticality in that section that's kind of hard
Sure.
to map. They are located on Market Street. Yeah, Market Street does connect with the mega building on the underneath. Cool.
Which mega building?
Mega building H1.
Okay.
So you would know that going in there physically is probably going to be required to get the names of the employees that may be working there or may be contracted there. Okay. So you wake up, start, looking at your phone, jump up out of bed, quickly rush to your computer. Got it. Jonah, tell us
Yo.
about Big Toe.
So Big Toe, after driving throughout the night to get back to the faraway camp, he would spend a couple hours drinking and then finally go to sleep and wake up at a solid 12 p.m. And then just roll out of his cot and looking for Tchaikovsky.
You wake up at 12 p.m., like in the after,
Yes.
like noon, high noon.
Afternoon, yes.
Okay, well we'll deal with you in a bit then, because you're moving my timetable a little bit further ahead than I was anticipating.
Oh, we could do 10
No,
a.m.
too late.
Okay.
You said the words, cowboy.
That's fine. That's fine.
Billy Guillotine, did you do any extracurricular activities after work last night?
Oh yeah. So I
Alright.
probably was cruising around, not cruising, but kind of like strolling around the streets at night. Probably found some people to drink with in an alley or something.
Sure.
Crashed out for a little while, waking up not late, but a little bit later, maybe like 9 a.m. around that time. Waking up, I got 2 shots on my bedstand there. One some kind of crappy liquor, the other one espresso. Kind of lean over and grab them both.
Yeah,
Hair of the dog, slap in the face.
I presume that the first place you probably would have stopped was El Coyote Cojo, which is a very popular bar amongst the Valentinos. And then probably kind of, after getting pretty shit faced there, trundled on to there's like a camp town to the west where a lot of folks kind of sleep in kind of tents and the like outside. So yeah, that you're not too far away. You're able to easily kind of like get up and kind of check yourself. Um, let's see. You weren't robbed in the middle of the night, which is a blessing. But you also know how to kind of defend yourself in some ways. So I won't have a roll for that, but maybe next time I will. And you see the text, so you kind of already knew as you left later. So anything you want to jump to kind of get this day started, gig wise, job wise?
No, I'd just be kind of chilling for now, seeing the text, just looking over like different political stuff in the music industry
Cool.
on my agent.
Yeah, so you would see, I'd say on that, the main thing that's kind of still, even now into the new year, that's causing like a lot of people to kind of question like the necessity for corporations and like whether or not artists should just be allowed to do what they want. Is there was a coordination. I don't. My brain's not working. When two people come together and make a song together.
Collaboration.
Collaboration.
Thank you. There's the C word. Thanks, buddy.
Coordination.
I appreciate you.
I lose words all the time.
It's a collaboration between the Us Cracks, which is a Japanese kind of pop band, and Carrie Uridine, legendary member of Samurai, the greatest like chrome rock band of all time. So this is still causing like ripples through the music industry, and more people are trying to kind of create these dynamics. There was like they took and used an AI, not like we understand it, like a basically an information blender to have Mickey, the lead singer of Haggis Head, sing alongside members of Trickshot not too long ago, like in December. So like crazy stuff is happening, and people are experimenting with like famous people, dead or alive. What about you, Squints?
He would get up and really just pound a couple energy drinks. And then he would start researching. He heard in the meeting that there would possibly need to be a way to get out or in to help the other people, since he feels we're going to be doing the secret route. So he would start looking for ways to pop doors, or maybe make some type of a flipper to where maybe that garage door, he can get the RFID or whatever they use at that time to get it open to where it would he could actually copy the signal to open it.
Sure. So what I want to note, and I'm pretty sure this is dead on. Yeah, there. Um, if you look at, and I'm going to zoom in real close. If you look at the dot,
Mm-hmm.
this overpass actually goes over a number of the buildings that are basically connected to your target. You're pretty sure roof access will not be a problem. If you want it, you can get it. You want a sniper position? All you need to do is drive a car and park it along the side of the street there. And you've got a person basically set up, ready to go, with a clear line of sight on most of the windows of that place. There's also a building next to it, which will allow you to just kind of move to the window and open it at your pleasure. Now, the windows don't seem to have, because a lot of windows in Cyberpunk don't have like an opening mechanism. They aren't there for that, they're there for show. But you're pretty sure cutting tools and the like could be utilized to kind of secure access through such a window. Or the old fashioned way.
Okay. That's what I would spend my morning doing, just
Perfect.
researching that.
Yeah, you're looking at the area specifically and kind of locking in how you can access the windows and the roof. Last but not least.
I'm sorry. I have a strange fucking craving for coffee. All of a sudden, I'm gonna go make myself a cup.
Go for it. Last but not least, Kincaid, tell us how you wake up in your apartment.
He wakes up at a reasonable hour. It's a weekday, right?
Yeah.
He's probably up around
okay.
8 at the latest. I don't know, whatever passes for cereal in this hellhole of a timeline.
Kibble.
He's sitting in the windowsill above the bodega in his apartment, having a cigarette, eating cereal, reading through some scream sheets, and maybe rereading his email from NCPD explaining his leave. Just sort of dwelling on it.
Okay.
He likes to keep an eye out for trouble in his neighborhood, so
You get a text. And it is from have we named have we named her in public, or are we keeping her secret?
we've referred to her as Murphy.
Okay. You get a text
I
from
don't know if
Murphy.
we have a handle for her.
I'll think of something, but for now, just Murphy's fine. I just wanted to make sure that was clear. But the text from Murphy states, your friend met with a pretty notorious fixer named Mal Devenich. The Flasher is what he's called. Deventure, sorry. Do you know what that was about?
Response will be, friend is a strong word. Less I know about his business, the better for our relationship. Anything I should be concerned about?
I need to get in contact with him. He's kind of a big deal for my job.
She's speaking of Flasher.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll see what I can do.
Thanks. And yeah, she sends back the thing. She seems like the type who would. Okay, so that's everybody through your paces. It's mid-morning, as you're kind of getting stuff situated and moving around. And Big Toe, you finally wake up. You throw on your boots. You kind of, tussle your hair and kind of walk out of the sandy space. Gunfire can be heard off in the distance down in the combat zone. And you walk to the garage. You enter in. There's Tchaikovsky hiding under his hat, cigarette smoke kind of like billowing out the sides. Yeah, I got your text.
I called. It was in the text.
Well, it came up in text.
All right.
He kind of holds his phone up, and you can see that it's got the auto read, like for the voice message.
It's zoomed way in.
It zoomed way in,
I was about to ask it. Is it in big bold letter?
Oh yeah, the bright yellow on like a black background.
All right. Did you get luxury ready?
No.
Why?
What do you mean?
I mean, did you get my car ready? I'm having a meeting tonight.
Your car's always ready. What are you talking about? Get it ready.
Never, you know what? Never.
He
I'm
shakes his
trying to
head.
be fancy. I should have remembered. All right. Here are the keys. He's gonna toss him the keys to Tank.
Catches him. All right,
All right,
fair
where?
fair. Swap him out.
All right. Thank you again, Chunkovsky.
Yeah. By the way, you you talked to Amanda lately?
No. Why? What did she leave me to do now?
Well, after you left, she was saying something about you. I don't remember what she was saying, but she's not here right now. But when you get a chance, she seemed to be in a bit of a tiff.
Hmm. What's new?
You walk out to your car and start her up, the luxury car, and you drive on out.
It's beautiful. The car, it's a smooth ride, fancy as fuck,
What kind
and
of
it's
car?
pretty fast.
What kind of car is it?
I don't think, did we discuss what car was
I don't
it?
know. I don't think I did.
Hold on. Where's the message somewhere?
So,
Look at it.
Hungry, you know the afterlife is probably open. If you want to set up a
Yeah.
meet with Mel, you can. And
Yes. Yeah. What day? What day of the week is it? I know
Wednesday.
this is probably the third time it's been asked.
It's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and
Yeah, for
pin
sure.
the post in the general, just so you have a calendar, and then that way.
Yeah, I was looking at the January calendar. I'm just not sure what
Sure, we
fucking
started.
day it
We
is right
started
now.
on Tuesday, so Tuesday the 4th. So basically, just track it from there. This is day 2, so that means it's the 5th of January, a Wednesday.
Got it. And the drop is the 13th.
Correct.
It's
Or
No,
it's
12,
a
12, 12, 12.
Herrera. It's a Herrera Outlaw.
Yes, it is. Good job.
Yeah.
So the Herrera Outlaw is a very fancy, very, very expensive supercar. What color is it?
The original picture is golden, but I want to go with a hot red.
I can give you kind of a burgundy. It doesn't come in hot
That
red.
works. That works.
Sure. I'm going to go ahead and post that in notifications. The Herrera Outlaw. Very, very pretty car. And yeah, you open the back door for Hungry, let him in. You would note that the seats are relatively low compared to most of the vehicles you've been in. It does feel like this car is a little bit lower to the ground. The interior of this specific one doesn't have like the super or the crystal dome or anything like that. Nothing crazy. It's real glass. He's not that wealthy. Jesus. But yeah, it's very nice interior though. Faux leather.
All right, Mr. Hungry. How fast do you want to go?
how fast do I want to go?
I'll give you 10
No
seconds
rush.
before.
No
rush.
rush. As long as we get there in one fucking piece, though.
Oh, yeah.
No rush.
He's gonna take it. He's gonna take it at an easy 120 through the streets.
Go ahead and make a drive land vehicles.
Easy 120.
And then just because
Be an exciting way to end the campaign.
I was about to say, whole campaign's
Do
over.
that.
Everyone dies.
just because you kind of
Do
gotta
that.
if you would, Hungry, go ahead and roll me a d10, just a 10-sided dice for me.
Hell yeah.
23.
Okay. So you two,
I rolled a 7.
I see you. You two managed to make it through the corporate center, but he doesn't go around it. It's high traffic time, but he drives into
He
it.
goes through it.
And basically, he makes his way past your location, into the circle, around the circle, and out. I believe it goes through there. It's not quite right. But yeah, he basically books it all the way up to Trauma, like almost to their front door, and will kind of like wing back around to the afterlife. Like that. Like this crazy mess of a movement as he just zips around the city. And he takes you to the afterlife.
When we park, he's just gonna like stroke the steering wheels and be like, yeah, that's baby.
Who else did you take with you? Sorry, was there anybody else going, or was it just him driving you? Okay. Then you walk into the afterlife. You are not taking Big Toe with you, or is he going in and staying outside of this soundbox?
Oh, we didn't discuss that shit.
It's Joe's call. He just tells you where to go.
No, we didn't. We just kind of YOLO'd it, didn't we?
We did. If you want, we can have a whole discussion on the drive.
Are you asking me if I want to pick everybody else up?
If you want to take anybody else with you, yeah. Or if you're just wanting to meet with him in person by yourself.
No, I was I was of the mindset at some point today we would just get together in character so I could update them on the news that Flasher that gave me. But I mean, we could do it at the afterlife or en route to the afterlife if everybody's
You don't have
available.
a secure box there. Mal does. I thought the plan was to go meet him and have that meeting and get that over with. But regarding the other thing. But if you want,
that works. You can schedule us to meet you somewhere else later.
Yeah, because again, you don't have the intel about what he's wanting you to do as a favor for him, right? So that's why I thought it was we're going to go to the afterlife. Hungry's going to go in solo and get the details, and then decide whether it's something he wants to try and throw into the mix with the iron that's already in the fire. You know what I'm saying? You picking up what I'm putting down, Joe?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Big Toe only wanted to go to just make sure Flasher either like he just wanted to make sure whether or not Flasher recognized him.
Sure. Yeah. And whether or not you want to take him in as your call.
Let's I would send a message out to Squints and ask him if he's available.
Let's pick up Four Eyes. I can't believe he's never been inside the goddamn afterlife before.
How old is he?
19.
He's young, but he's old enough to go in.
That's fine. I like driving this car. He's gonna get back in, start her up. Even he's gonna go a little bit faster.
Wait, are you driving all the way back to go pick up?
Oh yeah.
Is that the joke? I thought you were okay.
135, baby.
So again, if Squints is someone you wanted to go with you, he's with you. We don't have to worry about the narrative.
He is standing outside and he sees you coming. He's like, "Oh my god, let me in! I'm ready! I'm ready! I'm ready!"
I would say that since you're coming up from H3 and it's right up the road from there, there's basically the situation where Big Toe in the hypercar spins it out in like this mad drift U-turn and gets onto the right side of the road to pick you up. And he puts you in the passenger seat because Hungry's in the back.
If I start talking to him, just rambling off like upgrades that he should do to make the car better.
Yeah, but no. I love it. Absolutely.
He's right with you. And we just talk shop the entire time.
Oh, that's so cute. From there, you make your way up Vista Del Rey, but instead of going out and around like we said, he wants to go through the Corpo Center, so he gets off and like it's actually like for Squints, it's like yeah, nice calm ride through Japantown over to the afterlife, and then he takes a hard left at H5 and just moves right into the Corpo Center, and everyone's like, for what? For what though? And then he's like through the traffic, needling like through spaces that you didn't think were possible, never once getting onto the side shoulder, just absolutely going through traffic like a demon. And you make it to the afterlife as described, this time with squids. When you enter into the entrance, there's a staircase that goes down to a set of security doors. You go down, they are open at current, and at the door opposite that, like down a long hallway, so security door open, other door closed, guy standing outside. Dude is probably as wide as Hungry is, but probably only as tall as like Billy Guillotine is, without like counting the extensions, right? So he's not a very tall guy, but he's a very wide guy. And he kind of looks at you, his eyes flashing red as you're approaching, and he looks at Hungry and says, Mal's ready to meet you. He says if you have extras, he's fine with it, as long as you're okay with it. And he'll open the door, let you into the afterlife, which is not currently heavily populated. It's the middle of the day. You do see a couple of Edge Runner crews kind of sitting at tables. Looks like they're doing some planning of their own, on their own jobs and gigs and whatnot. Common courtesy is to just kind of leave them to their fucking business. Walk up to the bar, and the bartender, what the afterlife's name is... Yeah, she'd be here in the morning. Afterlife, Cyberpunk.
Out of character. Mooney died in a heroic way, right?
I would say that is not something...
Not like heroic, but, you know...
That is not
like
something that would be common knowledge until today, so... No.
Dang. He was gonna order a Mooney.
Yeah, so the only people that... like, if you're ordering drinks, I don't think there's anybody who has risen to the point where they would receive a drink.
Not yet.
The crew. Oh, no, there's one person who would. Because it was televised. Guinea would probably be someone who would have
Guinea?
a drink
Okay.
named after them. People who die in epic fashions against corporations typically get their drinks.
Gotcha. Alright, yeah, he'll order 2 guineas, one for him and one for Squints.
And what's in a guinea, Zach?
What's in a guinea? Rum and WD-40.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Wait, what?
That'll put some hair on your chest.
That's poison.
There's not a lot of it.
It's just a little bit.
You counteract the
Just a little
poison
bit of
with a sprinkle of love. It's all settled up, baby.
I love it.
The booze kills it.
The booze kills the poison. And that gives it a nice smoky flavor.
Quinn tries to pick up the glass, but kind of slips on it because apparently some of the WD-40 got on the outside.
It always does.
Oh,
That's so funny.
They have to
You pick
spray
up
it in.
and you get a little whiff of it, and you're like, what is
Everyone's
that
so pissed when you order it.
familiar smell?
that was a very good joke.
It smells like actual work. What is this?
Tosses it away. Don't ever order one of these for me again. I'll drink a Johnny Silverhand. Okay, so you can leave them at the bar.
I would drink a guinea. I would drink a guinea for sure. I love guinea.
After Claire serves you the drinks, Claire's the bartender, and I think I have her somewhere around here in Miscellaneous as a handout. But she doesn't really talk much with you folks. But we'll say to Hungry, Mal's ready to see you whenever you're ready.
Appreciate it, beautiful.
She'll kind of, give you like a smile and a nod. She, dutiful, seems to be doing her work very well. Kind of moves from you to another group of individuals who just walk in shortly after. And strangely, so this is Claire, sorry. And the people who walk in, person who walks in, just the one, is kind of like a rocker looking guy. He kind of gives you a look, hungry, which isn't ideal. He's wearing mirror shades, leather jacket, finger gloves, kind of like looks very stereotypical, like chrome punk, cyberpunk kind of guy. But he gives you a look, which kind of looks like more of a sneer than anything. And then when Claire kind of like walks up to him, says, "Hey, Ripper, you got out? What do you want?" And he says, "I'll take 3 Johnny Silverhands." And she serves him up.
Billy's not here currently, right?
Correct.
I would immediately text Billy and tell him to come to the afterlife.
With that, I mean, I guess, guess it's time to go and kind of get up and start heading my way there. It's gonna be a minute though. I take public transport.
I'm no big toe. I think you're the only person who doesn't have a vehicle. Everybody else is like,
I do have a motorbike, but is it
Okay.
an emergency?
no. Is it?
I'm
Hungry?
texting back. Hungry.
No, I don't say anything specific.
Well, I just take that as I'm gonna, saunter over then at my
Yeah.
leisure.
No reason to go fish out the bike.
Nope.
Okay, cool.
That's
cool.
Ripper.
That's Ripper. Yeah. I'll show the picture
What a
again.
rocker.
Yeah. He
Nah,
does.
it's probably my lag. A little behind.
No, when I close it, it doesn't close it out for you, so it was probably still open for you. But are you taking either of these 2 gentlemen in with you to speak to Mel?
No.
Okay. So then you're led to the back by the same security guy who kind of like, met you at the door. And you're taken to one of a number of secure kind of boxes in the back that are basically whatever's said inside stays inside. There's no listening in. There's nothing. Completely quiet on the inside. Mal's sitting there. Hat sitting next to him. And when you enter in, you'd also notice that on the table in front of you, there is a suitcase. It has an Arasaka logo on it. It is very much just a stereotypical suitcase. No crazy like mechanics or anything to it. It is faux leather on probably metal framing suitcase. And he'll say, "So, glad you could meet with me. This favor I've got for you, it's a bit complicated, but I think it's something that you could help me out with, and it wouldn't be too big an ask. There's a location."
Listen, Mal, I consider you a friend. The things that you've tipped me off about before in the past, there's not too big of an ask for my friends.
I appreciate that. But I wouldn't want to put you in a situation, especially this close to your last big deal, that would be too much for any soul to handle. As a friend, I don't want to put too much on your
Well,
plate.
Can't fuck it up any worse than Carl and the Lazarus Project.
Well, wild card off the street. I mean, anyway, this gig, it kind of has some history. You know who Orion Ono is? Or was?
Of course.
Who?
Orion Ono. Orion Ono used to be.
I love
say
it
in
when we
character,
expect.
Of course.
I love it when we expect Hungry's voice.
Of course.
And Joe comes back so politely.
So Orion Ono was the Network News 54 guy who got assassinated when this was back when Hungry was doing the interception. There was something happening on the side, and it was a Network News 54 anchor, Orion Ono, who got killed. He died in Konpeki Plaza,
Yeah.
and he would say
Okay.
there was
Of course.
a rifle moving around with that individual, the one who killed him, and also took a shot at some other person, seaside. The rifle in question is a Tsunami Arms sniper rifle that's military gear. Kind of a big deal. There's, I think, 4 total on the western seaboard. Maybe 5. Anyway, the one that got used, it's I know where it is, and I need it. I got 10,000 I can put toward the gig, but it's time sensitive. I know you're on your currents, you're doing your own gig. If you can't do it, I'll try and move to somebody else. Maybe I can work with Dakota. Maybe I can work with Regina, if you can put in a good word for me. But if you can do it,
I always have time for my friends now.
all right. Well, the rifle is in the city. It's located in Watson. Specifically, it's located in Mega Building H10. There's I believe it's on the 15th, maybe 13th floor. There's an arms dealer there called the Second Amendment chain. Pretty big business, but this one specifically, it's where the gun was originally purchased from. And it appears to be where the gun has wound up once again. However, I don't think he's going to be open to sell it with it being as hot as it is. I need the gun. I need you and your people to get me the gun. It's in that shop. There's only one guy who works there. And honestly, I really don't care if he lives or dies. So, I just need that gun. Reason why it's time sensitive is because I think NCPD is onto it as well. I have a friend in Special Investigations, the SIN department. He says that a lead detective for crime scene investigation named Bart Jarvis has been sending some folks out and has personally been out to H10 asking questions. And from what I understand from my friend, the 7th is when they're going to do their sting. They're going to go and probably rush him, take it. Don't know why they're waiting until Friday, but might have something to do with something I don't know about. I just need the gun. I can't pay you anything up front, but the second I've got it, 10,000 eddies are yours.
All right. What kind of security does the Second Amendment have
Just a
inside
guy,
of H10?
just a guy with a gun.
One guy.
Store runner, yeah.
Could you guesstimate a price on the gun if I were to try to go in and buy it
Sold for $1 million
from
last time
him?
the guy sold it.
All right, well, that's off the table completely.
Yeah. The weapon, he kind of slides over a small little data shard, and if you slot the shard, it'll give you the specs on a weapon called a Tsunami Arms Rosetsu. If you've played Phantom Liberty, folks, it's the big ass sniper rifle that is on the cool mount inside of the Barghest building.
Nice.
If you haven't played it, I've posted it in the Discord, or you can just search Rosetsu in Google. I'm pretty sure it's probably one of the things that come up. JK, it's the name of like a thing. But yeah, it's a big ass sniper rifle.
How much do you know about this cop you mentioned, Bart Jarvis?
Oh, he's on the take hard as fuck. I believe he's working with a couple of different gangs. Tiger Claws. I believe he's got some motion with Maelstrom, or at least he did. I know for sure 6th Street Gang and him go back. I believe he has some corporate contacts as well. Militech. Mainly the American services.
Yeah, I don't know specifics about him either, but the name's come up before, and I know he's got ties.
He's a real piece of shit, but who isn't an NCPD nowadays, huh?
Yeah.
So,
You're not lying.
yeah, they're fucking assholes. This gun, if it gets into the hand of the NCPD, no justice is going to be had here. It's just going to be a wash. Orion Ono is no friend of mine. Neither is the person they shot at. But I got a couple friends in media who were kind of put off by this, and I know they have some open contracts still lying around for any information regarding the whereabouts of the killer and the information regarding how he was killed.
Hungry would kind of relax in the booth where he's at. Maybe take a sip of the guinea that he's been slowly drinking because it smells fucking weird.
So it's basically grog, and they spray the WD-40 over there into the glass
Edible
first, and then again over.
Like a mist.
WD-40
Okay,
substitute.
you got fresh water. You got maybe like a citrus rind, because they're not gonna waste juice on this, and rum, like a
So-
spiced rum.
WD-40 can be substituted with vegetable oil.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't think it's actually like
Yeah.
So
if you drank like a whole can of WD-40, you'd probably have to go to the
I'm not
hospital,
saying it's a
but I
can, it's a spritz. It's
Do
like
you-
2
Yeah.
sprays.
Do you spray the cup before the
Yes.
liquid is put into
Yes.
it? Okay.
Both.
Oh,
Just making-
wait, hold on. You'd be fine. WD-40 is not considered toxic by established criteria, but it can cause irritation and other health issues if it comes in contact with skin, eyes, or is swallowed. So I think a spritz would give you the shits, perhaps, but like it seems fine. Like it just will look a little bit. Just
Yeah.
a little bit.
Drink a spritz, get the shits.
for sure.
That's it.
All it is.
It's just lubing your whole insides.
Yeah. Letting it slide out nice and neat.
It's healthy.
It's healthy.
But yeah, as he
It's a health
as he
drink.
as he switches his demeanor purposefully into like more of a casual form, leaning back in the booth, Hungry would say,
$1 million gun in the middle of Night City. Mel,
Yeah.
is there nobody else that knows about this? What's the catch?
The gun belongs to the NUSA. It was a weapon that was brought along with the Dogtown Militech and USA operatives before they turned themselves into the Barcast. They had it with them. Gun was removed from the facility by some cyberpunk named B, the one that caused a shit ton of problem for Arasaka. And anyway, Gun got flipped over to Mega Building H10. He then sold it to someone, and it got in the hands of some cyber psycho. Elmano, I think his name was, but I can't be for sure on the details of that. We don't know who killed him. Just what the police have been kind of bothering off. But if I can get the gun, the reason why I want the gun is because it can't be utilized.
Let me stop you right there. I'm not asking why you want the gun. That's not how we do business. I'm just trying to make it make sense that you're offering me 10,000 eddies for $1 million gun.
You can keep it if you want, but I guarantee you the NCPD aren't going to stop looking for it. And if they don't stop looking for it, neither will the NUSA. Neither will Militech on their behalf. Arasaka probably wants the gun so they can use it to incriminate everybody above. The gun's hot. Most of the guns I deal in are hot. This one's especially hot. And I don't want it for it being worth $1 million or whatever. I want it for other reasons. My reason is not monetary. It is not worth that much in essence. It's just, you asked the last time it got sold, that's what it sold for.
Yeah. I mean, the job sounds pretty easy, all things considering. Go in, take out one guy, take the gun. With the information you brought me last night about the reclamations team from Militech, it's quite possible that an object like that, as far as leverage goes, might be worth more than $1 million to me if I ever need it in the future.
Interesting. Well,
I'm only saying this, Mel, because it's me and you in this booth right now talking.
and I'm telling you,
Obviously, if I didn't trust you as a friend, I wouldn't tell you something like that.
and I'm telling you that you can hold on to it, but the heat's going to be on you. I could get it out of Night City and make it disappear. But if you want to hold on to it for sentimental purposes,
could you make it disappear, but at the same time still be readily accessible?
couldn't do it. Yeah, the one way I think I could probably pull it off is I have some contacts in back in my days in the old combat zone. Met a lot of friends who went on to become nomads, a lot of traveling around. So I think that if I hand it over to some of my friends in the Snake Clan or the Aldegados, they can move it far the fuck away. But if you want to hold on to it for sentimental reasons, that's not something I considered, but it's not something I'm opposed to. I just need to pull all the data off of the gun, which is basically going to fry a couple of the systems on it. But if you want to keep it, it'll probably still work a little bit. Might need to have some tech look at it and do some, hammers and nails or whatever you need. But it should work. But yeah, the gun tracks the meta presence if anybody uses a subdermal. So, pretty sure whoever's used it can be keyed, and then we'll know who they are.
All right. I'll get you the gun,
Thank
but
you.
I need you to. I know you probably already had plans before you ever even approached me. Just don't completely get rid of the thing. I
Okay.
might need it in the future.
Well, what I'm saying to you is I'm not willing to hold on to it because it's hot. Hot, hot, hot. But I'm willing to let you take a hold of it if you want to try and keep on to it. But like I said,
I don't
wasn't
want it. I don't want that heat at all with what's happening right now.
a big ask.
So I'm gonna get you the gun. But as your friend, I'm asking you to keep it within arm's reach
I see
in
you.
case I need it again in the future.
I see you. All I can offer you right now is that I'll do my best to try and keep it accessible for you. If it has to go, it has to go.
I'll be honest with you, Mel. If Meredith wants me dead, I'm a dead man. There's nothing I can do to stand up against Militech on my own, not even with what I've accomplished thus far in my life.
Yeah, that's fair.
I need contingencies. You understand?
I get you. You got a good net runner on your team? I know they scooped
Remains to be
Carbon.
seen. I think this kid, this new guy I got, I think he's good. But I thought that about the last one too. And he's not with us anymore.
Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Those are the ones who usually take to the keyboard warriors. Fair enough. Well, if you got a netrunner you trust to take a look at this gun, maybe they can pull the information that I need from it without absolutely ruining the piece. If that's the case, if we can do that, I can try to make the gun disappear, but maybe not replace it with a bunny or something. Keep it ready for the reveal.
Hardware like that is gonna be very hard to keep on the
Sure.
down low. There's only maybe, 5 of them in this, on the West Coast entirely.
Yeah, I mean, it's a piece of work. It's got a lot of bells and whistles, but I think if we've got a good net runner looking at it, I can pull what I need. Whatever damage I do, you could probably have a techie put it back together. Hard part for me is getting the gun. But that doesn't sound like it's going to be a hard part for you. So, I'll leave you to your business. Anything else for me, Hungry?
Nah, I'm sure you got the eddies I sent your way this morning. That was for the information last night.
Yeah, I'm using
Probably
it to pay you for this.
3,000.
he said I'm using it.
Yeah, I probably would have. I would have sneaked 3,000 eddies his way just for tipping me off once again.
Yeah, and he said, yeah, it's a part of the amount I'm paying you for the gig. So appreciate you helping with the funding of this project.
Yeah, I think the team that I have in mind will be able to get this done for you, no problem.
Thanks so much.
And if things don't work out, you got to get rid of it. You got to burn it. It is what it is. But considering what I am anticipating having to go up against in the near future, it could serve as a good contingency for me.
I'll try and keep a hold of it. I'll let you know what I can do. And when you break away, I do want to point out a specific point of interest. I want to make sure that something's very clear here. The pickup games for Darkseid are not picking back up in the near future. It's going to be a month or so. But there will be moments in this game where jobs will come to your table that you will pass on, that other fixers will gather, and then vice versa. Fixers will be given options that may be passed your direction. So I just want to make sure you understand a bit of the meta narrative that's happening behind the scene as the fixer.
No,
here.
for sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
But
I love all that, but let's build it up.
the gig is there. And yeah, by Friday the 7th. So we got 2 quest markers. And I will notate Mega Building with a jump tracker. Okay, so you go back outside to your folks. I would say by now, Billy, you arrive, and you would see Ripper.
As I'm kind of walking, is Hungry out there? Is
I would say
everyone
I'm going to kind of like signal at a point for Hungry to kind of enter into the scene, so that like it's kind of it feels more natural.
Okay. So as I'm kind of like coming up, I just kind of, hey, Hungry, and then as soon as I see Ripper at the same time, kind of like stop in my tracks and just stare.
He would look at you.
Ripper. You're alive?
Yeah,
What happened?
I don't know. You ran away like a bitch.
Ooh,
And Molly, she's in ICU up in TT.
Molly's alive?
Yeah,
Ripper, I had to go. You saw what I did there.
look, not important. Not important. I don't want to retrace any ground. I don't want to talk about what we've been through together. I saw enough of where that goes that night when you left me with that fucking pig. So, speaking of, I got it on good authority that you're carousing with some fixers in the Glen. You doing what, edge running work for the Valentinos again?
I mean, I gotta make a living somehow, man.
Fuck you, man. Fuck you. You didn't even check the police stations. You didn't even ask. You didn't even see if I could get out on bail. You fucking ran. And you did what you always do. You dumpster dived. You fucking partied. How many people have you slept with since we fucked?
Ripper, I'm sorry.
Fuck you, Billy. Fuck you. He kind of shakes his head. Didn't come here for me, though. Came here for Molly. You've been hanging around with big fixers, big names. That's what they've been saying. The Burger Kingpin himself, fucking Mr. Del Rey. Big fucking deals, huh? Molly had it.
Everything I've been doing is trying to find that pig. That's why I'm with Hungry now. That's why I've been going around.
It's not that fucking hard. Bart Jarvis. He works downtown. Precinct 1. At least he did. When what happened to me a few years ago, or last year, happened. He looks up at you and says, Molly had it in her will that if she goes on assisted care, she wants to be pulled off life support. And she doesn't have anybody named as person legally capable citing that, so the best I could do was say that I know her and I've been with her, and they wouldn't take that. Do you know anybody at all? Molly's parents? You know anything about fucking Molly at all? Otherwise, she's dead.
I could try to find her parents. I grew up with Molly. I could try. I don't know what happened. We were all kind of on our own back then.
All right. You want to make it right with me? You find Molly's kids or parents. We'll talk. Otherwise, just fucking eat one for me, piece of shit. And he'll walk away. The one thing you notice after he kind of steps away is he smells really good. Like, he smells like Christmas right now. And the whole time he's like pissed off at you. Like, it's. I mean, okay, let me just show you the picture again. I just want to make sure something's clear. This man oozes sexuality. He's not even trying. So having him mad at you is kind of like a left field, but the way he said it, you get it, right? Like, I didn't. Yeah.
Just show us the picture.
Jesus, you thirsty ass bitch.
Show
Big
us the
Toe's out there. He
goddamn
wants to
picture.
look.
Just turn on my
Hicks.
camera, bro. Just put my camera on the front. It's cool. Hell yeah.
Oh, funny. I'll do it. Okay. So yeah, he hot. Anyway, he leaves. Hungry. You probably caught the last half or 3/4 of that based on timing. Obviously not interjecting because it sounded personal, but if you wanted to listen in, you could have.
I definitely wanted to listen in, but I wouldn't interject by any means.
Okay. Table's here.
I'm glad you came out, Billy.
Is this why you asked me to come here then?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
What's going on?
Claire at the bar referred to him as a Ripper. And I know that's someone of particular interest from your past.
Yeah, more like a ghost, but I guess not.
Being fully transparent, before I get involved with work with anybody, I like to know as much about them as I can. And his name popped up in your background. So I figured, for me, I thought he was still locked up. And I figured for you it would be new information that he's out and about.
I didn't even know he was alive. I've been so focused on what I was going after that I didn't find that out. Last I saw, he had a gun to his head.
Yeah, and he was taken by this fucking name that keeps popping up in all sorts of different conversations. Bart fucking Jarvis.
Thang is having such a fucking field day. I can see him giggling.
I hope he fucking chokes.
I hope he fucking jokes.
I mean, Hungry. If we know where he is, if this is part of this, I'm ready. I want to take down that fucker.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not the only one that has a particular interest in this guy. I promise you that. I don't think that we are in a position to move on him specifically now, but the next couple jobs we got lined up are they're gonna take a notch out of his belt as far as what he thinks he has built up for safety with the different corrupt connections he's made with different gangs, politicians, etc. I want this Bart Jarvis guy fucking dead. If you don't, you want to do something else with him, torture him a little bit or whatever, that's on you. But for me, looking at the grand scheme of things, with the little bit of information that I have from each different angle, that guy's no good for any of us.
All I want is to take a notch from his throat with this monowire.
Clean. So, after kind of gathering back up with Big Toe, I assume you're going to give Billy, who would tell you that he came in public transportation, a ride out.
Of course.
Squints, did you order any other drinks at the bar while you were waiting? Did you try to talk to Claire at all, or do anything while you were kind of sitting there?
He would be talking a mile a minute, just asking questions. Who have you met? What have you done here? How many people have you seen? Have you ever killed anybody?
She seems
And
cordial at first, but you'll notice that she kind of like loses patience pretty quick. However, when you kind of start mentioning stuff about like what do you do for fun or whatever, she will say that she does drag race like through the city.
what do you? And then I would talk cars, and
Sure.
if she really wants to, if she ever needs a fix up to really ensure her wins, she can give me a holler, and I will definitely
She would
help that
say,
out.
"Well, I'm actually a bit of a techie myself, so actually I wouldn't really be interested in you touching my my ride. Call it the Beast, kind of famous around here. But I mean, I guess I don't mind another eye on it. Maybe some ideas, some concepts being thrown out here and there. That's fine. Maybe, maybe. She'll offer to give you her phone number.
Sweet. I will take her phone number.
Okay.
Did Bell ever come out the back room?
Did Mal come out?
Yeah.
He has not yet. I would say after the Billy Guillotine combo, and after Hungry kind of and Billy are kind of talking and getting ready to move back over to you for taking you astride, he'd come out then.
Okay. Big Toe's gonna approach Mel.
The
Not
short,
like
sure. The short guy who was kind of like who you thought was the bouncer is actually his bodyguard. Will actually intercede between the two of you. Mel kind of look at you like, "Can I help you?"
yeah. This isn't aggressive or nothing, but you know about the combat zones.
Everybody knows about combat zones.
Oh, I mean, so shit. The way you looked at me when we were in Hungry's office,
Yeah,
you
sure.
knew me.
Yeah, sure. Name Jack mean anything to you?
Yeah. It's a piece of shit.
Jack Michaels?
Oh yeah.
Okay. You look like your father. He says. And you kind of, and he kind of just,
He's taken aback at that. He's like, fuck.
he kind of doesn't wait. Like him and his bodyguard move, and it seems like the way that they move, the bodyguard's like walking in between you and him, and he's kind of giving, and like the whole time he doesn't leave his eyes off you. Like he is side eyeing you the whole time.
Have you heard anything about him?
He stops. Yeah, I used to run with him.
He's still alive?
Fuck no.
Good. Alright.
If you're interested, he despite my opinions, did get a box up in the columbarium. But
He said a box?
when people die, they are put into boxes, multiple different formats of them. The columbarium is basically where a bunch of people who are cremated are kind of shoved into walls, and there's like small little tributes, digital displays that are kind of left for them.
Mm-hmm.
It's up in North Oak.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, it's a pricey deal to get a box in the columbarium. Like, it's not, a lot of people do get, put up there, but it's not a cheap thing. It's definitely someone you cared about is getting put in there. So, yeah.
Were you the one that put him in there?
No. I didn't pay for that shit.
Is it too much to ask if you know who did?
For now, having just met you and knowing how your father was, I'd say so.
That's
But
fair.
I do appreciate your curiosity. He smiles and kind of looks over in the direction of Hungry, um, just within earshot, and says, "I like it when people are hungry." And then he'll kind of head towards the door with his bodyguard.
Who's Big Toe's dad, bro? That's not in my notes anywhere.
It is
It's
now.
something that hasn't been talked about yet.
Oh yeah, no, we're doing a lot of stuff with people's backgrounds. You guys wrote some mean ones, so we are fucking around on some stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I already
We
connected.
don't know your dad, Joe.
We don't know Hungry's dad. Hungry's dad's fucking buried, bro. In the fucking Morro Bay for sure, no doubt. Probably not like a bad person, like just probably someone who got fucked, like a lot of people did back in the 2040s. Anywho, Leo, you kind of like have a pretty comprehensive idea of what you need to do. Do you want to try and run up on this corporation solo and just walk in and kind of get an idea of what we're really needing, or do you want to just be like maybe fuck with something else during the day?
I'll probably just fuck with something else during the day.
Okay, so you're kind of holding off and like exploring Billocks by yourself. Okay, and do you want to investigate any further into, because you were in the stakeout crew, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Do you want to explore any further, like regarding that location, or are you just staying until Hungry says meet up?
I was just gonna stay in.
Okay, cool.
Does anyone else have the shits?
Kincaid, you wake up bright and early, as mentioned, and then you get, the text from Murphy. What are you doing after that point, like for the remainder of the morning?
Murphy revealed that she wants contact with
Flasher.
Flasher.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a conversation I'd rather have with Hungry in person. It seems rude to like text about this with an employer. For the day, I guess he's going over the photos and any intel he has on the location.
Okay. So if you don't do
But
anything,
if he's not being contacted, yeah, he's not really being active.
if you don't do anything for lunch, there is a point where, right around 11:30, there is a loud as hell cop knock at your door. Like, you as a police officer know there's a certain way like an NCPD officer
Yeah.
bangs on a door, and this is that.
Yeah, I'm strapped. I got.
Okay.
I'll check. I don't know how high tech my apartment is.
Not
But-
very probably.
Yeah, I'll like sort of scan the peephole real quick. Open the door.
You would look out like the people, right? And you would see that the person standing outside is none other than the chief of the vice department, Cameron Mitchell.
Yep.
I open up.
It's so
Offer
fucking.
him a glass of water.
He looks at you and says, "Why is it so fucking hard to get a hold of you?
What do you mean?
What's your phone number?"
Do you need that?
If you kind of check it, you'll note that he goes, "Fucking hell. It's a 9? Not a 7? Your report records in the fucking office said that you have a 7. And fuck all, your email's been like completely obliterated from the system. Netrunner's spent a whole day of my fucking time trying to find your email address. I couldn't find any contact information for you whatsoever. I'm glad you're here. I've been
You
down
can't
here.
keep records there.
So, apparently someone's been fucking with them, probably. That's what I'm thinking it was.
Have a seat. What can I do for you?
Fuck that. I'm not going into your stingy apartment. There's a nice little food spot downstairs. It's almost lunchtime. Come on, I got you.
I grab my hat, follow him down.
The quaint little restaurant is kind of like basically vending machines, and like there's one small cook there selling kind of food of the Levant. It is very just simple kind of fare. He gets a bunch of stuff from the vending machines, including like a chromanticore and like some small, heatable, self-heating like packages of food. And once he sits across from me, he goes, "How you been? I know you've been on leave for a while. Probably not too great, huh?"
Surviving.
So it seems a lot of people have been kind of removed from situations due to influence not being present anymore now that Alex Holt ain't the mayor and this new paralysis guy's in charge.
Forgive me, what's the name again?
Alex Holt was the name of the mayor.
Holt was the former mayor.
Paralysis is the
when
mayor.
when was he removed from office, or was he voted out? How did it work?
It was about September, and yeah, it was a vote out.
Okay, and the new guy is?
Paralysis. I'll get you name spelling because I'm bad at it.
Appreciate it.
Peralez.
Paralysis. Okay.
Yeah, so new guys in charge, shaking stuff up, real go-getter. But a lot of the folks who thought they had, swinging dicks in other departments, they're not coming around anymore. Vice allowed to do quite a bit of what it wants to fucking do. And I reached out to the mayor's office on behalf of you, because not having you around has really kind of made my stomach and my bubble guts not so great. I'm sad that it's probably impossible for me to reinstate Murphy, your partner, but I really am interested in making sure you're back on. Now, it's not an immediate thing. Don't go sucking my dick right off or whatever. What I need you to know is that you're probably not going to be reinstated until the 20th of January. But it's on the docket, and I wanted to come out here personally to make sure you knew that was the case, so don't go throwing your badge away if you haven't already.
I show it to him. It's still on my lapel of the jacket.
Jesus Christ, you still fucking wearing it. That's so sad.
It's a rough neighborhood.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Helps make things go smoother.
I guess that helps, sure.
Living on savings for 6 months
Oh yeah, no, I get it.
leaves a fellow wanting.
I understand. And so what I was going to tell you is you're still on leave, but I did manage to get the faucet turned back on, so to speak. It's going to be paid leave. And I was able to get 2 weeks back pay for you, too. It's the best I could do. You know how it is. It's like fucking dealing with corpos in this.
Damn, what a homie. I'm just
That's a
gonna
good
interject
fucking
real-
boss.
Right?
Now,
So I got 3 more weeks.
yeah.
Report device.
And he will hand you a paper check for, let's see, 2 weeks. You're probably on the detective level, so that'll be 10,000 eddies that you were just handed.
God dang.
Okay, cool. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a homie.
Yeah.
That's how much this guy's offering me to go steal the $1 million gun. That's a lot of money.
So no, it would have been not 2 weeks worth of back pay. Sorry, 2 bye weeks. So it's a total of 6
Okay,
weeks.
2 full paychecks, so a month's
Yeah.
worth.
It should be
of back pay.
9,000. You get paid 3,000 every bye week, 6,000 a month.
Dang.
You're a detective.
So I'm getting 6,000? How much am I
You're
getting?
getting 9,000.
Okay.
You get paid 3,000
That's-
every 2 weeks. You get paid 6,000 every month, and he's getting you a total of 3 paychecks worth. 2 paychecks back pay, not 2 weeks back pay. Sorry, I
Okay.
misspoke.
But it's not over 9,000.
It's not over 9,000. It's exactly 9,000. Back to our Daima conversation. And then he kind of looks at you and says, "Best I could do. How's Murphy holding up? I know you two are probably still talking.
He's taking it a lot worse than I have.
No shit.
She's looking at private sector.
Good for her. I mean, I probably just put an iron in my mouth at that point, to be real.
Knowing her, she'd spit it out.
You're not fucking lying. But honestly, a lot of shit's been happening over in that CSI department. All of sin, really. It's a fucking headache, and these special investigators thinking they're hot shit. It's got to come to a close, and luckily this paralysis is letting a few fucking folks breathe out here. I will also tell you.
You trust the guy?
Paralysis?
This Paralysis character?
He's a fucking politician. I trust him as far as I can throw him. I bet he looks like a small, scrawny
Cleaner
guy.
than Holt, though?
Fucking, that's not hard to do. I mean, I'm pretty sure you could drop me in the canal between Vista and Arroyo, and I'd be fucking cleaner coming out, even if, I went in, like, after not having a bath for a week. Holt was gross, man, and a piece of shit, through and through. Fuck him. I wish he was dead. I'm glad his deputy mayor's dead, but...
Knowing the connections he had, or that we can allege that he had, matter of time before this Paralysis plugs himself into the same network.
We'll see. Different party, though, so hopefully it's good. I don't know.
We still have problems with CSA?
Yeah. Not as bad.
You know who I'm talking about, right?
Okay. Still as bad. He's still trying to maneuver his fingers around into what he needs. But I don't want to talk about that too much right now. Got something I'm brewing up. Got an idea I'm thinking about. But, hey, I'm not going to ask you for a phone number, but he texts you now that he has your correct phone number, and he says, if you feel compelled to pass my number over to Murphy or whatever, that's fine. I really appreciate you meeting with me and eating with me, Kincaid. Kind of gets up, gives you the handshake. Nice, strong, kind of, old cop grip. And he gets up and heads out.
Before he goes, why Murphy? You got work can't be done by PD?
Yeah, sure do. Lots of work.
You keep your nose clean, Mitchell.
Well, you said it pretty well. They're dirty. Gotta keep them in check. Sometimes you gotta roll around in the mud. And he'll walk out.
We'll draft up a message to Murphy. Let her know I have a date to be reinstated.
Yep, just as you're
Ask her how let her know I'm being reinstated. Let her know Mitchell's looking to make contact, and ask her how she's doing financially.
Just as you're doing that, you'll note that your rent due notice, it's today. If it's not paid by today, you're going to be on eviction notice.
Okay. That's really lucky timing.
$2,500 for the con app, so if you want to remove that from the amount.
Yuck, I thought it was like 16.
No. Okay. I'm pretty sure.
I could have sworn it was in here somewhere. Okay, yeah, fine.
Fair enough.
Am I good to add the money minus the rent?
Yes.
2,500.
Yeah, and if you want to pay ahead, you can too.
Should have read my lease better. And it was 9,000.
9,000. It was not over 9,000.
Correct. Thank you, Chody, for making it memorable.
All right. So then, locked in. All good points. Let's get some Leo action in. Hungry, you've got the crew in the luxury whip. You guys are heading back into the city outside of Watson, unless you're wanting to stick around in Watson for any activities you want to engage in. But I presume you're headed back to the mega building. Is that fair?
You want me to make a driving check?
Not yet. Gotta find out
Okay.
where you're going first from the boss.
Oh, hold on. I know I wrote Watson in my notes recently. I just
Sure.
not seeing it. Oh, I see it. Okay. Yeah, we move on.
So yeah, you head to Mega Building H3. You know that Leo lives in the building, and based on your information gathering, I think it's fair to assume that Leo probably wouldn't have relinquished that fact from you. Is that fair, or would you have kept that from Hungry, Leo?
What?
Do you live in the Mega Building?
Yeah, he lives in my
Yeah.
mega building.
Okay.
At least 3 of them live in that
Yeah, I
building.
know. I said it, and everybody like kind of looked like they didn't like hear me, or they thought I sounded really stupid. So I just wanted. I mean, I could have
No,
been
yeah,
caught out
Hungry
as
knows
dumb.
that Leo used to live with his lovely girlfriend, but since she's disappeared, he now lives in her apartment in my building.
See, someone pays attention.
In our
Mm.
What's
building.
his dad's name?
Yeah, but what's his dad's name?
What's my daddy's name?
And that's how we catch him up.
That is a. I really would like to know what your daddy's name is, Big Toe.
I think
That
you.
you're driving.
I think you would have overheard it in character. They did say it kind of loud.
Yeah, he wasn't quiet about it. He was.
Yeah,
It got him. It got him like riled up a little bit to talk about his dad, but
Jack Michaels.
he still has the shit.
Jack Michaels.
Yeah, it's not a name that's coming off to you off the cuff. It's not a big name.
Still something worth noting down.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
But yeah, I would say we leave Watson. I have no reason to stick around. Actually, I'm trying to get us into this side quest
make a
ASAP.
make a local expert Night City roll.
It's under education.
Not you, Hungry.
No,
Just
no, just
one
letting him
second.
know. It's under education. Education.
What was it? Local.
Expert Night City. It should be under education, towards the bottom. Yeah, that'll work. DB was 13. You're associated enough with the Valentinos to kind of know a bit about their origins during the 2050s. You were definitely just a kid, right? But you heard stories when you grew up. Like, this is stuff that, would have caught on. Jack Michaels is a name of an individual who was a part of one of the gangs that eventually became the Valentinos. The Valentinos are kind of an amalgam themselves. They definitely kind of, coalesced around their image since then. But like they did start off as a grouping of smaller gangs kind of merging into one. But one of those gangs had a conflict with Sixth Street Gang in the old combat zone in Vista del Rey. And this gang, they had something big go down near to where Mega Building H3 is. There's apparently a gang shop, which you would know now is actually like a gun storage facility for the Valentinos. It's basically where they kind of keep their armaments. But this location was protected by this Jack Michaels guy. His wife died in the fight, but apparently this guy was there. That's what you would know about Jack Michaels. This would be back in 2050, 2053. But yeah, that said, you all show back up at H3, and Leo is called and told to meet up, right? I love how the nerd's getting isolated. No, I don't want to fucking sit with
Just
that.
how it should be.
I don't want to sit with that kid. Look at his peepers. Oh wait, no, that's squints. Guilty.
Got different flavored
That's fucked
nerd.
up.
You're all together though. We'll go ahead and just say that's the case. You guys are back together.
I only got 4 seats, you guys.
Correct. I would say it would be a situation where you could seat everybody because of sizes, but Hungry would have to sit up front.
Where are we going? Are we going somewhere right now?
Well, that's up to you guys.
Everywhere.
Like, if regrouping was not on the docket, but I think it is on the docket for the side plan. I don't know if Joe's available though. I think he
Oh, I
might.
thought you were still singling out Leo for backstory fun.
No. He's hiding away in his fucking apartment. I can't do anything with that guy. I was gonna have
You
Hungry
got to me.
I was gonna have Hungry grab him up on the way up. Is what I was thinking was
Oh,
gonna
okay.
happen.
Then yeah, if they're
happens.
calling for a meet, I'll head to Hungry's office.
Yeah, this would be shortly after you get the check, so like maybe 5 minutes after you break away from Chief Michaels or Mitchell.
Mitchell.
Michaels is the guy. Okay.
What was the first name on him?
Cameron.
Cameron Mitchell.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's actually the name of an actor.
The name sounds familiar. And he wouldn't be a chief; he'd be like a captain, right?
He is a captain. That's right.
He's captain of this
Vice
department's vice.
Yep.
Okay.
He's chief captain.
I would say, like, this is not a 1-for-1. This is just what we're gonna just kind of give you an idea. I'm gonna have to find a way to kind of make this the case, but I'll post this in general since it's not canon yet. But this is basically what he looks like.
Nice. Not as hot as Ripper though.
Again, it's not canon. We're not locking onto that. That's just Cameron Mitchell's headshot.
Not many are, you know.
For sure. That. Joe, you there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you got the crew, if you want them, up at the mega building. If you want to kind of link up with them and yeah.
All right, Mr. Hungry. Where are we off to now?
Yeah, we link up.
Okay, and you tell them everything regarding the new job, right?
Everything.
Okay, so we don't have to go over that.
Yeah, let's save us the time. Everybody's been listening, so
Yeah, 100%. Any thoughts on killing the Second Amendment gun store owner and taking the $1 million rifle?
Do we want to do that now? Can we?
Sorry, you want us to steal an illegal weapon so you can sell it to an arms dealer?
Reacquiring it. It was stolen.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying, Kincaid. I have very good reasons as to why we should acquire this weapon for our own. But if you'd like to ask more, I'm an open book.
Why?
I know that Jarvis is trying to get his hands on it. and I don't know for what reason he's trying to get his hands on it. But I think you and I could both agree it's probably not a fucking good one.
This ties to Jarvis.
I'm sorry, what'd you say, Zach?
This has ties to Jarvis somehow.
Yeah.
I'm just sort of parroting. Sorry.
Flasher told me that he himself personally has gone to H10 and has been asking questions, trying to get around about, find his way to this weapon. And like I said, I'm telling you honestly, I don't know what his personal reason for that might be, but I think you and I can both agree on the fact that whatever his reason is, it's not a fucking good one.
What's your plan?
It's not an elaborate job. From what I understand, it's just the one dealer at the Second Amendment inside of the building. It should be just an easy smash and grab. Hopefully we don't even gotta zero the guy, and we can take it off his hands.
It's a
How
smash
long
and
has
grab
the Second
inside a
Amendment been
mega
around?
building.
If-
I talked over you. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Daniel.
No, all three of us talked. Yeah, you
Oh,
go,
shit.
Daniel.
I just want to know how long like that store's been open. Second Amendment.
Great question. Second Amendments have been opened, in particular, for a very long time. They're budget arms, so they are definitely ancient.
But like that particular one.
In that mega building, it's been active since it's been open. And I would say, with your familiarity with that specific mega building in your childhood, roll me a d10. What'd you get?
Five.
Okay, so I'd say that's sufficient. He's kind of got a bit of a reputation. The owner of that store is a man named Robert Wilson, or just Wilson. You remember him being kind of like a bit of a gun nut, more so than most of the weapon vendors in these kind of low budget shops. This guy seems to have been, at least according to what you remember, very serious about his job.
Was he a nice guy? Was he an asshole?
He had a reputation for being kind of a dick. Yeah, he's very strict about like repairs and what he would take in, what he wouldn't take in, selling guns to certain people, like who seemed like
I
they
meant
were-
just more like was he an asshole towards the kids in the building?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Old man Wilson. Yeah, fuck that dude.
Now, presuming and assuming things is not a part of my line of work, eventually you learn to cut that shit out with the rumor mill and all the different things people say, one way or the other. But if I were a betting man, and I were guessing on why Jarvis is trying to obtain this weapon, it's something to do with covering shit up for Melotech.
I'd love to make things harder for Jarvis. More than most people. But a smash and grab inside of a mega building might as well be a suicide. You know there are beat cops inside most mega buildings, right? You know you live in one, Hungry. You know the population of a mega building. Especially one that's lived in, truly.
If we're hurting Jarvis, that's great for me. And he takes a swig of his flask, clearly half drunk. Table.
Yeah, there's
Let's do our
definitely,
homework again.
I agree.
Well-
I agree with you.
But I mean, not. Is there a time frame on this job too? Because we have the other job is
is.
quickly approaching as well.
It's got a point.
I mean, it's supposed to be done
Yeah.
in 2 days, right?
Yeah,
Don't
so
really
that's
have-
the thing. I meant to address everybody all at once about what's going on, but it seems like the Shining Star might be informed that we're trying to take the job that we're taking to get the Valentino shit back. Because of that, I've been exploring other options, a little bit more of a slow play angle, where we might still be able to pull that job off. The only problem is we gotta wait. We gotta wait until the 13th or the 12th when it's picked up and it's moved to hit it. So that gives us, like almost 2 weeks to get this job in H10 done.
All right.
Basically, what's happened with the Valentino jewelry job is we either hit it hard and fast and literally without any consideration what kind of shit it's gonna get us into before they got a chance to bolster up their defenses. Or we try to play this slow angle where I'm almost certain I could get us set up with a more advantageous position. The only problem with that is, again, it's going to take time. It's going to take a couple weeks to see fall through. And in the meantime, this opportunity has come up. This opportunity is paying 2,000 eddies for each of you.
Wait, so the new job is tomorrow though, right? And then the job for the Valentino stuff is in 1 week, right? 'Cause
Correct.
that's the
So this
12th.
needs to
We're
be
on
done
the
by the
6th.
7th. Yeah.
Yeah, we're on the 6th. Tomorrow.
You're on the
is
5th. You're on the 5th.
We're still. I thought we started on the 5th, and now we
We started on the
overnight
4th.
into the
Started
6th.
on a Tuesday.
Gotcha. My bad.
I forget what day it is sometimes too. It's cool.
Right now, it's late Wednesday, the 5th.
It's mid Wednesday.
Okay, sure. Somebody slept till noon and drove all over the city. It's this whole mid Wednesday.
Yeah, somebody partied and fell asleep in a fucking pile of trash. Yeah, we have a very interesting crew of individuals here.
Oh, sure. But somehow still mid Wednesday is what I'm saying.
John, can I do a
I
concentration
assumed it'd
check
be
to
kind of
try to
early evening
remember?
at the least.
What are you wanting to remember?
Anything about the layout of that store, the Second Amendment, like if there's turrets, if there's just literally is just one dude there all the time with just
Sure.
a pistol in his hand, what it is.
Make a concentration roll.
Nope,
That
too
one.
long ago.
Yeah, the thing that you remember the most about him is there was a spot out kind
Damn, you
of.
rolled a 1? Daniel?
There was a spot. Saw them in the chat. Make sure that people know. There's a spot.
Hey, that's 50% of my rolls tonight are once.
There's a spot kind of behind to the side. Like, you're in a mega building, right? There really isn't a building. It's more of like a facade that kind of comes out and has like an external room with walls that are kind of out in the open to the larger complex proper. There was a side slip kind of like out the back of the store, but into the like larger, area. It was kind of like an alleyway almost. And he'd go back there and smoke. There was a door there. And when kids were kind of around there or would like tag on that back area, that's when he would get fucking really, really angry and lose his shit. You heard one time with that roll, you heard one time he killed a kid. Like he shot a kid right in the fucking face. Cop said it was okay because he was breaking the law. The kid. That's what you remember. That's what you remember.
Neighborhood from the neighborhood rumor.
Of course, the cop said it was okay.
If I remember correct, I think there was a back door that old man Wilson used to just go smoke out of. Might be able to, get him to come to that door. He hates it when people knock on it. Or to catch him smoking. Might be able to just take him out quietly then. Peacefully or not.
That's good, Leo. That's good intel. Saves us having to storm the entire fucking building.
Still like more to go on than a. Forgive me. How old of a memory?
It's been a little bit.
A little bit. Any of you need to buy a new gun?
I mean, I'm always looking. It's always fun to go window shop, even.
Squint.
Sounds like we need a shopper.
Can I pause for a second? Squints
Sure.
turns to you. Big ass fucking peepers, glowing bright blue.
Uh-huh.
I'm always looking, he says. He fucking said, I am always looking, unblinkingly. With
I
eyes
ignore
like
the low hanging fruit.
I don't. I go for it. You don't fucking say.
Oh yeah, Jody, did you ever do anything with the toy gun the Teen Dream thing?
He would have looked at it, and I mean, tech-wise, I can check it out, but
it fits really nicely in your pocket. That's where it's just been sitting.
okay. Yeah,
You
I haven't.
looked it over. It doesn't have any bugs or anything weird on it. It literally is just a modified Teen Dream with the serial number shaved off.
So even if it did get found out, it's not. It's any other gun off the street.
I mean, there are other ways to track a gun, especially when it's used in homicide. But yeah, you would presume it's fine. It's a very unique gun, though. Again, Teen Dreams are basically you shoot them, the barrel turns to slag, and you
It's
toss
the
them away.
disposable camera of guns.
It is literally, yeah, exactly right.
There's a cardboard sleeve on the outside.
Yeah, they sell it. It comes out of a vending machine in a cardboard box, and you just fucking bam, pistol. Not nowadays, though. The Slaughtomatic, that baby comes right out, no box, ready to go. You could reach into the vending machine, grab it, and shoot it. All 30 shots. Very quickly. But yeah. I would say that if you want to go over there to Mega Building 10, take a gander, and you want to go in there, you certainly can, Squints, if you want to go in there.
I'll go take a look. Yeah.
Okay. Again,
Do you want any of us to come with you?
If anyone's interested, I mean, 19-year-old man, he's not gonna worry too much. He's not doing anything. He's not gonna try to take it. He's not gonna do it. He's just gonna go look around.
All right.
Not posting this one in the notifications yet because I don't like the framing, but that is what Robert Wilson looks like. You enter into a store. There is kind of a divide between you and him, metal grating. Looks like there's a small slip cover or like kind of metal port that allows him to open it and allow access to you or grant you access to things he's handing you. You can see him through the divide. Like there's like the kind of mesh look to him. And he kind of looks over at you and says, oh, hey there, young one. Damn, I bet you could shoot the broadside of the moon with those fucking things, huh? So, how can I help you?
Hey, just looking for some possible guns you have to maybe sell for scrap or something. Working on some new stuff and just fix some stuff. If you want, if you have any for cheap, I'd absolutely be interested. Kind of looking around, seeing if I can see anything that he has in the back, or not like weirdly, but just like, oh, what do you have?
I like your gumption kit, and I definitely like your moxie here, but kind of have a couple friends already. Mega buildings are pretty tight knit circles, and it seems like me not knowing you, you're probably not from around here, but yeah. I would say I got a couple friends. They run Second Amendments over in Chinatown, and I got one over in Japantown also. If you're looking for some folks who might have some junk, that's probably where I'd send you. He takes out a pad of paper and with like an old like plastic ballpoint pen, like the ones, the Bics, baby, covered in like gun grease, just starts writing on that piece of paper. You can see his fingerprints like are all dappled all over that when he hands it back to you.
I'd take it and be like, oh wow, cool. I'm kind of wanting to get Junk to actually build up some more exotic type prototype weapons and things like that. Have you guys ever dealt with anything with that, or I mean, you've been in the business. Have you seen anything cool like that
No.
the people are wanting to buy nowadays?
I'm gonna have you make me a roll, and I want to let you
Okay.
know that you're already just with that question, kind of hitting a point where it's going to be problematic. Looking for the
Wait, if I'm doing like oh,
so
go ahead. I'm sorry. I
let
don't
me
want to.
let
Go
me
ahead.
let me explain the narrative beat as to why what you said is troubling after we deal with the roll. Okay.
Okay.
So on Soch, I want you to go ahead and roll me a conversation roll. You can replace it with persuasion if you prefer.
I rolled 15.
Okay. You see him kind of like for a second reach underneath his counter and then kind of like look to the side as you finish the question and kind of go, pulls his hand back out on top of the counter and says, no, I haven't really seen anything like that.
That's cool. Just I'm with a group of weapons tech guys. We're a shooting company. We're trying to like zero in some of the cheaper guns to make it
Yeah.
to where anyone can actually get into more tournament shooting and things like that.
I'll be honest, you're the kind of kids that I love around here. Like, I love people who are fucking, tinkering with their shit. Because a lot of people look at a gun and will say, this is the best it's ever going to be. And they just, ride it till it breaks. They don't perform good maintenance on weaponry. Or they just do what's specifically asked of them by the manual, which is bullshit. But, yeah.
That's when they see it as a tool instead of art. And people just don't understand what true art is sometimes.
That's 100% right. You know what? I might have some scrap pieces for you Friday.
Cool.
Yeah. Come after. What time is that? And he kind of pulls out his agent. Go ahead and make a perception roll.
Awareness. 28.
Jesus fucking Christ.
He's got them peepers.
I mean,
Yeah, man.
I knew what I was asking for. I didn't realize.
It's now recording.
Do you want a video recording? Do you have video recording?
I believe my goggles do.
Yeah, you can capture it for proof. That's fine. You would see him pull out his agent and switch to his calendar through the display, and it looks like on Friday there's something in his calendar that's specifically noted at 1 p.m. and it is listed as handoff. That's it. That's all it's listed off. And he goes, anytime after 2 would be fine.
Okay. And is it going to be offensive if I still call these numbers and check for more scrap? I'm not saying I'm not buying from you, but I want to check others as well, just to be safe.
Industrious? Yeah, no, go ahead.
Fantastic, man. It's great meeting you today.
Likewise. And he'll kind of pull aside the grate and kind of offer his hand out for a shake if you take it.
Shake it. I can't squeeze very hard. I'm not very strong.
Yeah, no, it's fine. He's not like super strong either. You'd actually notice that his hands, despite being kind of well like oiled from like grease and whatnot, they are very like fine work kind of hands. They are not like heavy work kind of hands. He definitely has been kind of working on these pieces, almost like a clockmaker's hands would be the best way to kind of describe it.
Very cool. All right. I will say my goodbyes and head back to the group and
Perfect.
let them. I'll actually when I get back, I'll actually project the actual calendar so they can see the whole calendar.
I would say with you leaving around like 1-ish, 2-ish, that's actually going to be a easy break for you when it comes to navigating. And you have a car, right?
Nope.
Bike?
I don't know how to drive.
I thought you did.
Yeah, you went the
Nope.
same. Yeah, you went the same fucking.
You can own a car without having a lot of points in drive vehicle. Didn't you had necessity and substance or whatever?
Yeah, you're the same direct origin as everybody else. You should have a vehicle.
Oh, okay then.
But wait,
Yeah.
pause for a second. I like the idea of you not having a vehicle. So if you want to change your direct origin, that would also be fine.
I like the idea of not having it, but working on them really, really well.
We'll take a gander at direct origins later. It won't come up in the next 8 minutes, so it's fine.
Now I feel bad that I sent the guy that doesn't have a car across.
It's okay. The continuously rebuilding
Uber.
Chodi's character sheet every week.
That's fun too.
It's awesome.
Hey,
It's
my
a
last two
living
characters-
document.
My last two characters didn't have vehicles, so they got
Fair.
around.
You would take public transportation, but the metro rail is actually not a bad shot from where you're at. If you look at it, it pretty much zips right across the water, and you're with Mega Building H3. You're relatively close to an end cart station, so not bad. You probably get back around like 7, though. To be completely fair, you left at 1, and you probably get back at 7. So in period of in between, when Squints is like, yeah, I'll just go ask. And he just goes. Does anybody else have anything that they want to do?
Nope.
I mean,
Okay.
if we're still in the meeting room, I'll ask if Leo had any headway with Bilox. I don't know if we discussed that yet.
No, it hasn't come up yet.
No. I wasn't really able to find out anything on them. If there's nothing on the net, we would have to go in person to even try to get any information on these guys.
I was afraid of that.
Well, what I love about that is you said it like it was the end of everything. Well, there's no way we're going to be able to do it because we'd have to talk to him in person. The computer dork.
Don't run his character for him. Don't force his hand into
No,
being shut in.
He said it that way. Did he not sound
Oh,
like that? Am I
okay.
crazy? Did you guys
It just
hear
can't be
that?
done.
Ask
gotta
him
talk
to
on
chill.
the phone.
That's the end of it.
That's it. Human contact required. Fuck it.
This job's dead in the water.
Shut your mouth. Don't say that. I don't like the chat anymore. I'm turning it off. I'm sad about it. Why would she say that? So mean. Okay, so
You're drawing attention to it. I'll go look at what.
fair enough. Elizabeth said, "Sounds like John." 100% accurate, and that's why it hurt so bad. Do you want to try and check Billux out in person? This would be the perfect window for it to happen. If not, if we are treating it as a dead end, we can do that. As funny
It's
as
not
it is,
really a dead end. It's just a pain in the ass because my in is that I'm a policeman.
yeah.
And I don't want to go throwing my badge around, calling attention to the fact that A, I'm a policeman interested in this, and working backwards. Oh, this detective was just here looking at her record.
But you work in Vice. I mean, you got to know that you got to sometimes do undercover stuff. Like that's a part of the gig.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, I mean, out of character. I mean, it was kind of already said that the longer we wait, the more likely they're going to know we're coming. And so if we're trying to go that route, that's literally the day before the product's going to be moved. So there's
Yeah,
a
I'll
very
head
good
over
chance that they would be on at height alert by then anyway.
Yeah, but at the same time, if you're going in a venue that
It's still a possible avenue. I can't leave unchecked, so I'll head over there.
Okay. So you saw the building in the lead up. It's right on Market Street. It's not too far away from your quarry. And you enter into the space. And when you enter in, it is a 20 by 20 room split directly in half by a almost a little more than waist high wall that has like a desk kind of or a counter on top of it. And on the other side, like kind of seated behind that wall, are a bunch of desks. There's one person sitting at the desk, and as you kind of enter into the space, you can see like their window slide open, and the woman on the other side says, "Hi, can I help you?"
Yes, ma'am. I'm here to have a look at records for a building known as Shining Star.
Oh, okay. Sorry, we can't really relinquish information regarding our customers to non-NCPD entities.
Non-NCPD entities.
I was getting there.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm just hyping you up.
Oh, you're good. Well, ma'am, there's the break. I did not want to do this. I'll pull the badge.
She
I need
will
intel on
look at
on what
it.
chemicals you're using and what personnel is being sent out there,
She'll
if you
look
would
at it.
please.
She'll take your badge number, and then she will kind of take the uh, information. And she's kind of working on it on her computer, which appears to be a bit older, right? Like a 50s computer, not in real life 50s, like in 2050s. It's
When
older.
she took the badge number, how did she go about doing it? Did she write it down physically? Was it
You would
punched into some kind of document somewhere?
you would see the entirety of her eyes blink with a non-lid surface, and you would recognize that she has a photo optic in her eye.
Okay.
So if you want it, you can just smash her eye out, and you should have all of the pictures she took. Uh, see, goes through some information on her computer. There's typing. You would actually see when she starts to type, her fingers split into small little like wires with little metal bits at the tip, and are all kind of moving like very rapidly across the keyboard. She then snaps her fingers back closed, reaches to the side of the computer. You hear kind of like a whirring sound. She pulls a data shard from it, and she'll hand it over to you. Here you are, detective.
The data shard something I can plug into directly, or do I need to take it to an agent or a?
If you have a neuroport, you can slot the shard now, and you'd have the information in your brain hole.
I'll go ahead and slot it and keep the conversation up with her.
Okay. You pull the information. You have 3 individuals that are listed as a team for this specific job. I will list their information off camera, and we'll
Sure.
kind of cover it at the beginning of next session because it's a pretty big get. She will mention before you leave, and this will be kind of the stinger, if you will. Officer, before you leave, I just want to let you know that Bilox does have a contract with Kangtao as a security firm. So your presence here and your request for information will be passed on to our security operatives. Is that okay?
Of course.
Of course. Thank you. And so you would know Kangtao is a direct competitor of Arasaka. Kangtao is also a direct competitor of Militech. And that's where we'll end the session for tonight. Thanks for watching those that did, and we'll see you next week.